Hello and welcome back to Bamm Raw TV. This in here I want to say, go get you some of that BXBZ gear, or you can look on my Facebook. Got some new designs and everything. Some people ask me who is BXBZ gear for. It's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's urban wear for everybody, but it has a story with it, just like everybody have a story. Now I like to talk to about some of our young G's, our young ladies, all of them, and they pride themselves on the fact that they will not settle for less. And I respect them. They don't settle for less. They have the finest shoes. I see people working at Wendy's got the finest shoes, the finest hairdos, or the dudes got the finest cars, or the finest anything it is they can get. They got the finest of because they pride themselves in not selling for less. And I do respect that. I respect that to the point. You know, if that's what you desire, then be about that. And it goes all around though. And what I want to bring to the table is this is going to change. It's going to change when you get yourself in a situation where you no longer have control over yourself. It's going to change. It's out of your hand. When you get caught and go to jail, go to the state or to the feds, you're going to get the less of everything. That same thing that you say you wouldn't settle for, you ain't going to have no choice. You're going to settle for it. And you're going to lack it. You're going to eat soups and lack it. You're going to have a pair of $60 shoes that you would have bought from Walmart, and you're gonna buy them and be glad you got them. You're gonna eat second-rate food and want an extra helping of it. These are the things you got the federal system and the state system. The state system is a subversion of the state. Everything that you got in the state, you got it in the state system. It's just a subversion of it. You got cigarettes, you got dope, you got weed, you got some sex from officers, or you got activity between different individuals. You got transsexuals, or having a prostitute down there, whatever you got. So you got some form of everything. You got a form of dope, a form of alcohol. You got a form of gambling. You got a form of money. You got a form of the money is your stamps, and you can take that, and people know how to trade it out. But you got all that in the state. The same thing you got in the state, in the top level of the state, you got it in the state penitentiaries. You got it in the state jailhouse, but it's at a lower level. A guy getting crumbs for cigarettes, crumbs for weed, and he paying top dollar for it. That's selling for less. Federal system is the same thing. The federal system is, if the state system is a subversion of the state, the federal system is a subversion of the world, because you got people in there from all over the world. So you get to interact, you get to move around, where in the state you're only going to stay within your state. But in Fed, you move around to state from state, world. You can even move over to Hawaii. They can send you over to Puerto Rico, Hawaii. So it's about the world, but it's still sub-level. Millionaires is selling for soup right now. Millionaires is eating soups and sausages and lacking it. So when we say that we won't settle for no anything, or won't settle for less, we have to make sure we watch what situation we put ourselves in there that'll force us to settle for less, because it takes that control out of our hand. So I say this here, with all respect. I love my mans, I love my women. I did some things, and the reason that I can speak on both of those being different levels of sub-state, because my history don't just start in the federal system. A lot of people know me. I did a lot of stupid stuff. I did a lot of angry stuff, and I end up growing up to realize, getting old enough, thank God I got old enough to realize that it wasn't worth that. I lost so much of my life, but I thank God that I'm still alive, because I have a lot of homeboys that lost their life doing the same stuff. We got that happening every day. We got people losing their life over doing stuff, like doing the things that they feel like need to be done at that time. But if they was to be blessed to live to get old, they'll realize that they're making a lot of mistakes. So like I said, I'm not no angel. I don't ask no man or no woman to go from being in the streets, or being a certain type of person, or getting your money a certain kind of way, and then you transition to being a saint next week. I advise everybody to have God in your life, because that's the only one who saved me. But that's your decision to make. But when you transition We don't expect that you to go from being a, a street hustler or whatever you is to being a saint. If somebody asking that from you, they asking something for you they can't give, something they can't do. There's a transitional thing. If you just do something, just be decent. Do something in a decent manner. Change something you're doing and do it in a little decent way. Do it in a nicer way. Cut back on the temper. All these little things is progress. Don't sit there and cause yourself to miss out because you're trying to do too much at one time. It's a transitional thing. I got all kind of faults now. Thank God I haven't went back to jail. I haven't done nothing to go back to jail, but still, I still got faults. I got faults just like every other man. That's why I don't ask I don't put no condemnation on nobody else. But I tell you this my record because of my regret, and I'm only going to tell you it's so extensive. I'm only going to tell you why I can speak about the state as well as the feds. Now, I went to farm school. I went to LTI Monroe at the age of 15. I had juvenile life. I got out at 17. I went there for a car burglary that I didn't commit. After I got out, I had extensive charges of armed robbery, attempted second degree murder, in which I ended up getting knocked down. But some of my most notable charges would be that I ended up getting aggravated arson, attempted second degree murder for burning up a club and shooting the club on. I ended up going to Hunt's population for that. Did 3 years. I ended up catching aggravated. It was started out being two attempt murders and aggravated property damage, and I got it dropped down. I ended up doing 2 years for that. And in that incident there, I got angry, ran my car inside the store, and got in a shootout with some individual. Two individuals got hit. I got hit 7 times. All right, all these things here that I was done because I felt like I had to get back. I felt like I had been disrespected. I felt like it was something that I need to get back. Somebody had done something to me that I need to pay them back for. But what I did realize now is all those things worked against me because each time I was getting back at somebody, I was getting myself. I end up doing more damage to myself than the individual could have done, or than what the individual done. If a dude select me a few words and then I go send myself to penitentiary for the rest of my life, who has done the most damage to who? You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we need to think about that because y'all so smart out here, man. I'm telling y'all the dudes, y'all the truth, man, when it comes to knowledge and your ability to circumvent, deal with that net, deal with everything, man. I applaud you for that. I applaud y'all for all that talent. That's why I don't talk down on you, man. I'm just trying to tell you the experience that I went through going on. And now in these different things, I'm going to tell about all the different sub-levels of the federal system, but it don't disinclude the state system. It don't disinclude some things that I did when I was out there that I already been prosecuted for and done my time for. But in the federal system, there's everything, just like in the state system, but it's on a worldly level. In the federal system, you got, like I say, you got drugs on a lower level. You got money on a different level. You got alcohol. You got moonshine. You got cigarettes. Like I said, you got prostitution. You got prostitution from transgender people in the system. You got prostitution from officers who find a different dude. They got their money and play around with him. You got violence is evident in everything you do because it's on such a level going on. You got gambling rackets. You got everything. You got it's a little small world. It's a little small city. It's a little small state. Everything is in there that's out here. Except you got less of. You got dudes who marry their individual in there. Their life is just a sub level of what's going on out here. But to put yourself in that situation, it makes you. I want to show you that you can. Everything ain't gloom and dust. You live 90% of the time, but those dudes make a living, and you settle for so much less while you're in there. You settle, but you got a dude walking around got a locker full of 25-cent soups or 50-cent soups, and he can feel good about that. When that same dude had the world The world was his oyster when he was out here. But when that was taken away from him, that statement he made that I ain't selling for nothing, that was taken off the table. So I'm gonna tell y'all these stories. I'm gonna tell you it ain't gonna just it's gonna be about the people that I met, and some of those and sell it for a lot. I had to sell it for a lot. You know what I'm saying? So much I didn't eat that I had to learn to eat or starve while I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? My family, your family and the people out here supporting you, they got lives of their own. But I'm not trying to preach to you on this different thing. I just want to let you know that that's why I'm gonna talk about the sub levels of the prison system, not just the people that I met, but the things that's going on in the system with respect, to concealment, with different activities and going on that we got going on from state to state, how they may vary from state to state. But we gonna dig down deep in there. It ain't just about like I said, in my almost 28 years, I've been there anything. I done been around everything. I mean, I done opened the locker room and seen a guard having sex with. I done opened the multi-purpose room, seen God having sex with one of my mans. I done sit there and watch the bus for situations like that. I mean, I know about the packages. I know what's going on. I just, like I said, with concealment, to tell the story with concealment to the people and make sure that nobody is harmed or revealed in this. But the stories I tell you are going to be pretty much based on my experience. Whether I deviate from it, I mean, I can tell you about I done sit there and drunk coffee with a man and he done left and got killed. I done sit there and drunk coffee with a man. I done sit there and drunk wine with a man, or lightning with a man, and he done went and killed somebody. Not that I had no knowledge of it, but that's just how it happens in there. So I've been around everybody that have done everything, and I want to kind of share that sub-level life in the federal system, which we know it happens in the state system too, which I can tell about some of those. I can share some of those also going on. Like I said, I did 3 years in Hunts population, and I did 2 years in Cotton Pool Duval Correction Center. I did the Hunts population. I had, like I said, the aggravated arson attempt second degree, and then I had the aggravated. I had 2 attempt murders and aggravated property damage, and I also, while I was incarcerated in CDC, I was in the cell with the City Grove killer. And it's documentation in the newspaper clipping and all this. Me and the City Grove killer was charged with. They said Bottom Boy Bamm and the City Grove killer Nathaniel Robert Cole have started a riot in the Caddo Detention Center that has caused 5 officers to be hurt and 4 inmates got hurt in the process. And I ended up getting 6 months on each one of them charges. They ran it concurrent with the 3 years that I had on the screen that I slapped my lawyer, and ended up getting a lawyer from a lawyer that had to work pro bono. And but it's a long story, but I'm not glorifying and going on. Only through the grace of God that I come through with it. And unfortunately, so many of my homeboys and so many young men didn't come through it, because the reputation that you setting right now, somebody gonna outdo it. So it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last. It's not worth 50 years in jail. It's not worth 35 years in jail. Whatever reputation you doing, whatever thing you setting, somebody gonna come back and they gonna outdo you. I mean, I can't. Y'all men's out here right now, I can't even fathom some of the things y'all able to do, some of the way y'all able to manipulate and everything like that. Y'all not done anything that I probably could have done. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I give y'all respect to that going on, but what I'm telling y'all is what's gonna lead to, and it ain't gonna last. Just like y'all outdoing me, somebody gonna outdo you. Your reputation is gonna live around a few people that love you and probably suffering because you're away from them. So let's consider that, man, before we decide we need to get back. Everything don't have to be answered tit for tat. This get back thing going on when we hurting ourselves more. Let's think about it. I'm gonna tell the stories and everything, but I don't want to see. I don't want to lose. I'm losing y'all, and I don't want to be losing y'all like that, man. It just that get back thing, man. We hurt ourselves. Trust me. Every time I got back at somebody, I can guarantee you, I came out the worst end of it. I got away with a thing too here or there, but it's always catch up with you. But I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to ask you to be no saint, because I know that's impossible transition for a person to do just like that. It's a process. But just do one different thing a day. Just try. Okay, I'm gonna do less of this. I'm gonna think about this before I move. I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna put a little more thought into what I do because my life is worth that. And again, like I say, I'm here to tell y'all my stories, and I'm not glorifying my situation, but I'm gonna give y'all the stories and let y'all use them and enjoy them as entertainment, enjoy them as getting a lesson. But whatever it is, man, continue to watch Bam Bam Raw TV. Support me, and again, I say this BXBZ Guild is for everybody, man. I, I got love for all our cities. I got love for all our state. I got love for all the men in the world who the struggle like me, who know what it's like to struggle. I got love for the people who look in on us and want to be a part of helping us move away from that struggle. You got businessmen. They out in the street. They businessmen. They got business minds. They can run a company just as easy as anybody else. We got to create opportunities and put them in that position so they got something to do, and they can make money with their ideas without having to face charges, without having to get caught up in jail. Man, it's so much to the story. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I want y'all to continue. I thank all the people who've been getting at me again from California, buying my gear. I appreciate the dudes from Kentucky. I appreciate the Miami. I appreciate the Florida. I got some Georgia people. I got some Alabama people. I got some. I mean, it's going around the world, man. Don't miss out on being a part of this here, cause I think God gonna bless this to be a big thing, man. So you want to get it from the start. You want to be a part of it from the start. You know what I'm saying? One day you may need me to autograph it. But hey, let's do this here. Love y'all, fam, and I love all y'all, man. Please start loving on each other, all right? Love you.